Society is setting you up to be a failure, a cog in the wheel, another person that's probably broke or living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay his bills. That person's stuck to a job that they don't like. Before anybody gets triggered, actually, you know what? You're free to be triggered. That is a good thing because it's opposing all of your pre-existing beliefs. Now, let's be 100% real here. Ever since you were a kid, you were pretty much controlled, groomed into believing certain things, ways of how the world works, that everyone had to either be a doctor, a lawyer, psychiatrist, an engineer, or whatever it is to be successful in this life. That you had to work a job that you may or may not actually like. They programmed you to follow all these rules set up by society. There are certain aspects of order that we do need, but they did such a good job of putting all these things in place to where everyone is controlled. No one can actually think freely for themselves. And if I'm coming off as arrogant or pissed off, that is what it is. That is what it is in the moment in time. You see, I was sitting in the parking lot of this grocery store, and I was hearing people talking about their work life and their paychecks, their status. And when I was watching this Gary Vee video and I was looking around and I was seeing the workers there and the looks on their faces, like they seem so damn unhappy, bro. They seem so sad. They seem like they could be doing better with their life, or like something could be changing or shifting. Like, fuck, dude, that made me feel sad. And that made me feel angry because, like, as I was looking at these people's faces, the Gary Vee video was playing and he was dropping this wisdom, this knowledge on me. I was getting more and more pissed. I actually got mad. Like, I actually got upset and I got mad. And I was just like, well, dude, well, fuck all this shit, dude. Like, fuck the way that they set up the society. It's that message, that downloaded message had to be heard. I saw this clip of Gary Vee, and he was basically saying how there's no reason for people anymore to work at a fucking place like Kmart. No offense to Kmart, but there's no reason for them to take like $12 an hour from Kmart. They have more options now. Like, really, people have more options nowadays. Like, he said that they could just find a product and sell it on eBay or stock or literally shop.com. And he's not wrong. You have so many things that you could do. There's so many options that you truly have in this world. And society's mainstream notions and ways of believing, like the mob think, the mob mentality, the group think, or the hive mentality, a lot of them will literally take away your creativity, sense of self, your sense of your own self-belief, your intuition. It will be gone. Your critical thinking will be gone. I can't tell you how many times I've met a person that been to college, but to be honest, they weren't really intelligent. Like, somehow, by the grace of God or the grace of, like, fate, they passed. They even tell me that. I've even had friends that tell me, to be honest, dude, like, I straight up cheated college. Like, all the way. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, that's such a freaking joke, dog. Like, that's a joke. You know, luckily, I haven't heard any doctors say that they've cheated all the way through. God forbid, right? That's like someone's life that they're dealing with. That's literally something serious. I had friends that were computer engineers that they said they've cheated. My cousin's an electric engineer. He told me he's cheated before. I had some friends that were nurses that cheated the entrance exams. There's so many stories of people cheating. They also use AI nowadays. It's like a joke. It seems like these people don't even want to do this shit in the first place. Like, it doesn't even seem like they genuinely want to do a lot of these practices. I'm not going to speak for everyone because there are some people that are very passionate about, you know, becoming a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or any of those things that you learn from school, like any of those majors, or a scientist or a chemist, you know? Those people have like a genuine goal, you know? So I'm exempting those type of people. They're not in it for just the money. They actually like that. What I'm talking about in general is the fact that society really does play it out like this. Like, mainstream society will play it out like this. And they don't want you to know this. They don't want to hear this shit. They don't like it. They'll censor your ass for it, to be honest. If you choose to go to school, you should be genuinely in love with what you're doing and what you're going to do. And you should have a passion for doing one of those things. But if you don't have a passion or an interest, don't waste your time. Literally, don't waste your time. Because time is your most valuable asset. One of the funniest things to me is that when I went to college, I honestly dropped out by my second year, or after my second year. The reason why I dropped out, I was in a philosophy class. We got to this one piece of material. He pretty much translated it to, if you feel like you're wasting your time at some place, then just stop wasting your time and just leave. If you feel like you're wasting your time in a certain place, don't waste your time there anymore. And then it instantly clicked. When that semester ended, I left. I left because I was like, well, he's so right. What the hell am I doing here? I don't want to be here. First, I wanted to become a journalist. And to be honest, I wanted to go join a fraternity, party, meet friends, meet girls, have fun, you know, get fucked up, do drugs, somehow pull myself together and become a journalist and like travel the world to these crazy places, document them. As time passed on, I started to realize that money does not really come from journalism, or well, people that are journalists don't tend to make much money. And to be honest, it's extremely dangerous. And it started to hit me how dangerous it really was, and the excitement was kind of gone. You know, it was kind of gone for me. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get paid like not that much money to go out and do this crazy type of work, or try to make another article, or try to find the best story, or create the best story. And I could potentially die. Don't get me wrong, like, we could die any day, every day, but I'd be constantly putting myself at harm's way. I don't want to do that, dude. Not anymore, you know? Like, back then, I was doing martial arts. Technically, I was in harm's way all the time. I was doing Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I did it for like 5 years. Five years, and it was some of the greatest time of my life. I met lots of friends, lots of people. That shit was awesome, like, don't get me wrong. On the other hand, I did get quite a few injuries, and I got some recurring injuries, and some of them aren't even fully healed yet. So I'm still having to wait till I can afford my treatments to actually heal myself entirely. I'm carving away from myself at this moment in time. There are parts of me where I wish that I could do what I'm doing now a lot sooner. You know, I wish that I had the tools, the skills, the mentor, you know, the self-confidence of finding a certain niche, like, faster. Through experience, you gain wisdom. You know, like, through time and experience, you gain wisdom, and sometimes you just can't do certain things without having to learn your certain lessons. Like, God and the universe will always give you the same lesson until you learn it, but there'll always be these new insights if you choose to see them and decide to sit down and just become aware of them. Like, if you decide to like meditate or journal, or like do some prayer or something, or find a way to just be present, then the insights start to reveal themselves. They show themselves to you, and that's what's gonna show you the way to a new path, or a new way of thinking, or a new way of doing something. Going back to the topic of leaving the herd mentality, I'd say that if you are a person that doesn't actually like the way that society does things, you feel like you could be doing better with your life, you feel like you're getting paid under the value of how much you're actually worth, and also you feel as though you can make more money, and you also feel like you are a creator, or someone that should be creating things instead of just like, or you want to do something differently, then choose to create. Choose to make a new world. Choose to do something different instead of what's already been done. Or in other words, don't do it the way that society tells you to fucking do it. Don't do it the way that the mainstream decides to show you how to do it. Choose to create if you don't want to live in the same world as everyone else. Choose to do it your own way, you know? You are always going to be one of one. These like red pill people out here, these black pill people out here will always like do these comparisons, like, you know, there's truth to some of those things, don't get me wrong, but it's just very silly. It's kind of like, honestly, male feminism, and to be honest, I'm not really a fan of feminism in the way that it's like turning into or whatever. You know, not trying to disrespect anybody or whatever it is, but I like humans. At the end of the day, I'm humanitarian. I think that people have their own roles. I think that genders have their own ways of being. Gay or bi or trans, that's fine. Like, you can live how you want. You know, I still respect you. If someone is to ask me like how I feel about men and women, I feel as though each one of them has their own role in this world. We're both human, but at the same time, like, we have our own unique qualities and we have our own unique roles, and both can do one thing or certain things better than the other can. Regardless of whether you're any of those things, you are still human at the end of the day. You still choose to manifest your own reality, the way that you live, the way that you do things. Like, a lot of things in this life is your choice, and there are many things that are not, right? But the things that are in your choice is like literally all up to you. You decide how you want to live your life. You decide whether you want to do it this way or not. You decide if you want to, you know, take a crap right now or not, if you're able to take a crap right now or not, or eat the food that you want to eat. That's your choice. Also decide if you want to live in your mental matrix, follow the herd mentality, the sheep mentality, the hive think, the mob think, or the crew think. That's your choice. You could get the same results as everyone else is getting, or you could get the results that like the 5% and the 1% are getting. And those people are not the people that are doing mind or group or herd thinking. You know, I bet you if you analyze the majority of those people, they're not going to think like the rest of society. You know, they'll see things so differently, bro. They're not mainstream at all. And I say that those are the type of people you'd consider to be counterculture. Every person that I met or was mentored by or watched on the internet that was extremely successful and like content and happy with what they do was in their own way a counterculture person. Like, they didn't really believe in the status quo. They didn't believe in like the mainstream. They didn't really give a damn about mainstream media, or like they'd view mainstream media in a different light, and they'd always question, bro. They'd always question against like certain things, and they were those type of people. Like, they weren't easily just believing in everything, because they know that like everything has its own truth. Everyone has their own truth, and everyone has their own perceptions. But mainstream media does not always tell you the truth. That's just the truth. It's just the freaking truth. Mainstream media does not always tell you the truth, or they may even be genuine with what they're saying, but like their vision isn't actually representing it the way that it needs to be, like in the raw honest truth. It might be skewed somehow, or they might actually be telling the truth. All situational. You don't want to be stuck in your own mental matrix and like following along with the way that society perpetuates things. Create something. You don't have to work that job that you don't want to work. You can make a side hustle of some kind. You could become a content creator. You could become an artist. You could become a chef. You could become a business owner. You could trade stocks. You could trade crypto. You could sell something. You could become a coach. There's so many things, dude. There's so many things. You could even become an athlete if you're still in that prime, or if you're still in that phase of life, you know, like anyone could be an athlete. Or you could just like discover some hobby that you truly love. They say that you never work a day in your life if you truly love what you're doing, you know? So to tie it back, that's why for the people that truly love going to school, that truly love to learn in that form, and truly love to like, and truly love what they're going to become, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or scientist, or computer science major, or whatever it is, if they truly love it, then they're never really working a day in their life. Like, honestly, for the most part, they probably would work like a few days on some tough days, because that's how life works. But I'm pretty sure that if you truly love what you do, it's not going to feel like work. To me, making these videos are very enjoyable. I like them because I get to speak my mind. I get to see what other people think. And sometimes my videos are considered to be helpful to certain people, and that actually makes me happy because I'm like, oh wow, like I'm helping someone out. With that being said, y'all, my name's Ian and I'm here to help you evolve your mind, body, and spirit. And if you enjoy this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you can know when I'm always going to be posting these videos. And until the next time, much love. Peace out.